What is up, AP gang? It's your boy Killer Rap back at it again with another easy mail track. I'm going to be checking out the song Lackland. I understand this is a bit more of a concept track. It's a story about his application to the military or something to that effect. So I'm really excited to see what he can do because we already know he can spit bars, but can he do the more abstract? Can he do the bit more of a storytelling? We'll find out in this track. So without much further ado, let's get into Lackland. If you like what I'm doing, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Join the gang. Let's go.
What's up, y'all?
What up?
It's been 2 months already.
2 months? Have I been
Tell y'all all
checking
about
out Easy Mail songs for 2 months? I don't think so.
Yeah, look.
Slowly passed the days that I counted before I got in, and I already had the tickets to the bus that I'd hop in, and never considered my own self if I would've tried stopping. I taste the bitter of no health, I got my mind locked in a little world where I'm a good boy, never was a sinner. Imagine my own self struggling, hunting a buck for dinner, running away ain't solving it, so a bullet pierces its skin. Administer killers through voluntary systems, wonder who's sicker.
Okay, I like the way he's delivering this. You know, it's got a bit more of a guttural, more darker sound to it. I like the rhyme schemes he's using already, and all the words he's using have some kind of imagery associated with it, right? The voluntary systems, wonder who's sicker, administer killers. It's got this interesting feel to it. You know, he's hunting a buck for dinner, talking about how he's got to shoot the buck, and I think that's a metaphor. It's a bigger picture there. But I like the way he's approaching this so far. I'm really excited to hear more of it. I just wanted to jump in there for a second.
Administer killers through voluntary systems, wonder who's sicker. Me or the man who slayed the shame and paved the way for my generation to pledge and march in days of rain. Not even the slightest clue on how to take away the pain, and I couldn't seize up these thoughts on my way to basic training. I went in with good intentions, most didn't believe me. They need to see me. Yeah, my good friends wish me luck even though they don't want me leaving. I guess it's even.
All right. Okay.
Compared to them, is this the better myself? Cause I just be rapping. So what's happening?
Okay.
The
Interesting.
more I think about it, they must be sitting back home and laughing while I'm in Lackland.
Okay, I think I get the vibe here. So it seems like he has admiration for the military. You know, he has great respect for the people who came before him, who made the country the way it is. And I suspect this is the U.S. military, from what I understand. And, you know, the U.S. has always had a bit of a militaristic, nationalistic vibe to it when it comes to the military. Like, they really encourage people, they really uphold the military, right? And they have the largest military, so for a good reason, I guess. And, you know, personally, I'm not a big fan of war. I think I understand it, though, right? Sometimes it's necessary. Like the Civil War, for example, is something that was absolutely necessary to free the slaves, etc. So, like, you know, I understand it's necessary, and I understand that you should have some amount of respect for the people who came before you. And, you know, I'm sure there's better ways to solve problems, but the way the world is the way it is right now, you know, it's hard to argue with war in certain circumstances. So it seems like he really respects the military, but the people around him didn't believe that he could do it. They just thought he was this young kid who was going out rapping, and how can he go out and join what requires so much dedication, so much power, so much blah, 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 right? So he seems like he had self-doubts, and he believed other people doubted him. So let's see what the rest of the track is.
Yeah, finally set foot chillin' up in the airport. Saw the cats there sitting. We joined in the Air Force. And that was the grave I'm digging, but it was my dare choice. Will we be end up killing a couple of scared boys? That might have been not the real case, but it definitely crossed on my thoughts. The TI's expectations leveled on making us follow like butts. Storm out for 20 seconds where we filled up our slots. A few days in and some already wanna tie their necks up in knots.
All right, so it's clear to me that he had I want to frame this correctly. It seems like he came in with one foot out the door when he first tried to join, right? He had good intentions, but again, it seemed like he had a lot of fear about the rigor of the training or the rigor of the process. And, you know, he's clearly demonstrating that even a few days in, and people are already very shook about the difficulty of it and stuff. And which is, you know, no joke, right? Like, military training, I understand, is some of the most rigorous, most difficult physical demanding challenge that you'll ever go up against. So it's understandable that he came in with it, but I guess that's the challenge. Is like you have to really come in with the expectation that this is all you're gonna do, and I guess that's the challenge for him. It's because he has such potential in other avenues of life. You know, his music career is really like, to me, that seems to be his calling, right? Music, the arts, creating stuff. It seems to be his calling, not destroying stuff, which is what you sign up to do when you're in the military, right? And there's merit to both in some sense, but I guess he had one foot out the door, and that's the vibe I get when I come into this.
But that was the nature they cultivated. They make it way too insane for those who think it's a game. When in truth it really is. You just gotta know how to mentally play it. I should never say it, but motherfucker, reporting statement. And with good intentions, most didn't believe me. They need to see me.
Yep.
My good friends wish me luck, even though they don't want me leaving. I guess it's even. Compared to them, is this to better myself? Cause I just be rapping. It's always happening. The more I think about it, they must be sitting back home and laughing while I'm in Lackland. The day came when we had to get our neurotic shots to stabilize all our systems, but man, it was too much. And the side effects on the wall said one was pox, but I didn't care. I knew I was in favor with the odds. Psych. A few days later, woken up on my bed.
Damn.
Bro. Just got so sick that I was feeling hella dead, bro. Went to read and can't believe it what they said though. That I was going home, they sending me to med ho.
Damn. Okay. Well, that's really unfortunate. Like, it seems like he tried to figure out the game to play, but his body just wouldn't let him, right? Like he couldn't stand the vaccinations and such, the neurotic shots. I'm not fully aware of what the neurotic shots are, so if someone could clarify what those are in the description, that'd be great, or in the comments. But I understand that you have to be fully vaccinated and all that kind of stuff because you're going to be traveling and in the air and whatever. So it looks like, you know, the forces of the universe, whether you think that's God or whether you think that's entropy or whatever it is, really didn't want him joining the military because they made him sick. So
that was the place that I actually spent a month in. The atmosphere was chill, you could slack, and no one's fronting. But the thing that got to me was the fact they gave us privileges at the cost of cleaning the crap out of latrines. And
that's an Eminem flow. That's an Eminem flow. I don't even think that the fact that I'm so mad is a fact that, till I collapse. That's the Eminem flow. That's 100% influenced by Eminem. I see you. He's using it in a very different style, but I recognize the flow when I hear it. That is one of the most classic, most iconic Eminem songs of all time. Probably one of my favorite Eminem songs of all time. Till I Collapse, featuring Nate Dogg, R.I.P.
Mad Ho was the place that I actually spent a month in. The atmosphere was chill, you could slack, and no one's fronting. But the thing that got to me was the fact they gave us privileges at the cost of cleaning the crap out of latrines, and then limit us to cutoffs and back to confiscation like that. Just straight up felt like we cat. The booster surges sit for us who got some birthdays they passed, like no one's business was happening to the shit like no cat. Can't understand it, but that's just the side of me.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, it's clear that, like, when he's in Medhold, he's having a completely different experience, and it's like the vibe I'm getting is that he was supposed to not like it, but I think he really found himself appreciating that he didn't have to go out and be doing the other stuff, right? And I think that's what he's about to say, but that's the side of me that's really pissed and wants to hate it. But my guess is he felt the freedom and the ability to focus on himself liberating, and probably realized that, you know, the military was not the right place for him.
Me that's really pissed and wants to hate it. The truth is I understood that my body couldn't take it. Maybe the brightest side is now that I'm back home in Vegas, but to those who believe, I'm sorry y'all, I didn't make it. I went in with good intentions, most didn't believe me. They need to see me. Yeah, my good friends wish me luck, even though they don't want me leaving. I guess it's even.
Man, it's good. It's good that you didn't make it.
Myself, cause I just be rapping. It's always happening. The more I think about it, they must be sitting back home and laughing while I'm in Lackland. Hey, shouts out to my 322nd boys, man. Burgess, Davis, and the ones I came with from Vegas, Thompson, Weatherspoon.
Are those all the people who joined the squadron with him?
It was all my metal boys like Del Toro Alpha 6. Y'all, I told y'all I'll make this song about fucking BMT and
all the middle and shit, but it's all good, you know. You just gotta play how sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, I like that he's taking he's being a little bit light. He's taking it a little bit on the chin, right? He's like, I tried it. I did my best. My body wasn't able to do it. It is what it is. And I think it's probably for the better, right? It's like you don't want people who are not able-bodied being in the military putting themselves at risk, putting the people around them at risk, putting the country at risk, blah, 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 right? So that kind of makes sense. And on the other hand, also, I think if he joined the military, maybe this is going to sound rude. Maybe this is politically incorrect. I don't know. But I feel like there are a larger contingent of people who are physically capable of joining the military and doing what needs to be done in the military compared to the contingent of people who have the raw musical ability and just artistic talent that he has. You know what I mean? I feel like if you looked at the distribution of talent, his is probably on the far end of extreme levels, right? If you took like a musical IQ test of, I think I took one of those on my YouTube channel, but it's just a random thing. If you took a test of like his musical abilities, he's probably way up in the stratosphere, whereas as a physical specimen, he's probably not there, right? So I think it's for the better that his skills, his natural abilities, are being optimized to focus on the things that he's able to do best in, right? And I think that's how, that's my personal philosophy. It's like I think we should all strive to focus our efforts and our abilities where we find our passions taking us and where we find our skills taking us, right? And some people are, privileged and lucky enough to have multiple skills, right? They can do all sorts of things really well. But some of us, you have one calling, right? Whether that's art, whether that's math, whether that's carpentry or whatever. Just focus on where your passion is and where your calling is. And sometimes that's the military. If you are someone who's so good at all the things that the military needs, go for it. But I think we shouldn't let ego get in our way. We shouldn't do things just to prove that we can do them. Because at the end of the day, you're really just doing it for yourself, right? Like nobody else is going to think, oh, great, right? It's like, they're going to move on. But you'll have spent all this time focusing on something that is not your passion. And then you'll be like, well, okay, where'd all that time go? I mean, I don't really believe in time being a waste, but, I'm kind of thinking out loud here. But overall, the track was good, man. I really enjoyed it. There were moments in the track where I thought maybe the way he was rapping was a little bit too complex for the message he was trying to get across. I feel like maybe it could have been a little bit more straightforward, but overall, like I felt the emotional roller coaster he was going on during the track, which ultimately is the point of any good story, right? It's to take you through the emotions. So yeah, really enjoyed it. One of the more enjoyable Easy Meal tracks, I think. Not too crazy, not too simple. Goldilocks zone, maybe. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed that. This is Killer App signing out. If you like what I'm doing, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Join the AP gang. And, that's it. Follow me on Twitter if you want to reach out to me. All right. Peace.